Hey everyone, if you don't follow me on Tumblr or on Instagram, then you probably don't know that my dog died last week, or it's been over a week now since he died, so I'm still pretty sad, but I pretty much can't cry over it anymore unless I really force myself to, but I might cry while I open this package because I'm gonna make a little retrospective of his life. And if you don't know, my dog is actually really young, so it's pretty sudden, and I feel really bad because maybe I could have prevented his death, but yeah. So well, the day after I rushed him to the hospital, he spent the night there, and the doctor said he was stable, and he didn't require surgery. But they found like nodules in his chest, or there might be a problem with his liver because he was still producing fluid. Because the problem was that he was having a bloated stomach, and I assumed that it was either gas or he ate too much, or he ate something bad, and yeah, he could have just thrown it back up and he'll be okay. But that wasn't the case, so yeah. So that night I was pretty much thinking about all the possible outcomes, and it was either that he would have cancer and I would have to either fork out a lot of money to try and save him, or that he had some liver disease that's not treatable and I would have to put him down. So it was like, if he had cancer and there's like a 50% chance that he'll either make it or not make it, then I'll have to put him down, or he has liver problems with his liver and I'll have to put him down. So it was pretty much that he was going to die. And I started spending my night making a photo book, and I spent like several days doing it. So the service I used was Shutterfly, but as a person who never used it before or ordered photos from the internet before, it was kind of difficult, or I don't know. It began okay, like I could upload like 100 photos and I was able to like edit my book, but then when my book started getting more complicated, the website started screwing up a lot. So yeah, if you are new to that website too, I would recommend you using Internet Explorer. I don't know who the hell even still uses that, or why they even designed it after Internet Explorer, but that's the most compatible website for that thing, yeah, for the photo book editor. Because I literally like skipped out on a ton of hours because I assumed that, oh, the website's just catching up on its servers or something and it's gonna fix itself, but when it didn't, and yeah, I basically like wasted a lot of idea time and sacrificed a lot of photo quality, because after the second day or so I couldn't upload any more photos, so I would have to upload them to Facebook on a private like photo album and then transfer them over, and yeah, you know how that works, like it's a loss of quality. So yeah, yesterday I got my photo book, but I haven't opened it yet, and because I was wondering where the actual photos are, because if you're a new member you get 50 free photos, and I got them today, and I actually opened them earlier because my parents was like, oh, what's this? I was like, oh, they're pictures of the dog, and if you want to see it, I'll just open it right now. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with how my photos came out. It comes in like an orange envelope, and I basically used up the 50 free photos, and then I ordered 4, but then it's technically 53 because apparently I got a double, and it wasn't even a good double. Basically, I liked pretty much all my photos except for, let's see, 6, maybe 5. Because basically, I think some of these were in the shape of a square, so maybe they cropped it funny or something. So basically, the span of my dog's life, I went between a Nexus 4 and a LG G3, and when you take pictures of the G3, the pictures are in the ratio of what the phone is, so it's very long, and yeah. So basically, this picture, if you've seen on my Instagram, it's me like hugging my dog, and you can see him like going like that, and then yeah, it's just my face blown up very ugly. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this. It's so funny. And then this picture is from my iPad, or my mom's iPad, and it's supposed to be me and my dog looking at the screen, but it's just me and like part of my dog's head. So yeah, and this I don't photograph well. And then this one I'm pretty sure is an Instagram picture, and it ended up being that his mouth is cut off. So yeah, it's much cuter, and I've uploaded this on Instagram so you can find it there. And then I somehow put a double there, so there's two of them. I guess it's my mistake, but there's like so many photos, and I was so fed up with the website that I was just like, oh, must get this order through because this coupon's gonna end soon. And then this is another one of my Instagram pictures, and it's supposed to be me and my dog when he was a puppy, but all you see is my mouth and like part of his nose. Yeah. I adore you. No, come back around. And then this is supposed to be him as a puppy sleeping, but his head got cut off, and it's just basically his crotch and his stomach. Yeah, awful. Triton, come inside. Triton, come inside. Triton, come. Triton, come. Triton, come here. Come. But for the most part, I'm pretty surprised at the quality of these photos, because when you look at pictures from the desktop, you don't expect them to come out nice as... You don't expect them to come out as nice on paper. I don't know. Or at least because I print, like, when you like print photos on just regular paper with a regular printer, it's not nice. Yeah. But these totally like remind me of when you go to like the photo print store and print out like rolls of photos. It's pretty much the same. Yeah. So, yeah. Give me. Good. Can you do down? Down. Down. Do down. Down. Good boy. I'm not sure what to do with these for now, but I'll save my favorites like these for now. I really miss them. Here we spot a wild triton feasting on a bowl of ice. Oh no. How close can I get? 40 minutes later. You're never gonna stop, are you? So I guess the most expensive part is basically my photo book, because I wanted to make a retrospective or like a book of his story, just to keep his memory alive, because Triton is my first dog, and yeah, I put a lot of love and hard work into him, and he was a really good dog, so yeah. For the most part, a lot of these pictures are on my Instagram. So basically, I worked really hard on this, and I was expecting the book to come out at like $20, because there was like, they have lots of promo codes, and I was expecting that the book would be cheap, but basically the shipping costs kind of balanced it out, and yeah. So this book and those photos basically was like $40. But hopefully my book comes out as nice as that, so yeah. Is there a strip I can just pull, or should I just open it? Triton, look at me. Look at me. Are you okay? Here. Look at me. Triton, look at me. No. Hey. Are you okay? If I start crying, you know why. I put this on him a while ago and he's still standing. Down. Yes, 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 yes! Good boy! No, the book is thinner than I thought. Oh my god. Haven't showed my dog in a while, he's this big now. Triton, wait! Look at me. Or come here. Let's go. Well, basically, this is my book. It's titled Triton, My First Dog. And then it has the date that he lived. Or, well, this date, the time frame from here is from when I got him to when he died. But he was actually born in May. And then the back is just a bunch of my favorite photos. So yeah, like that ugly face photo is actually supposed to look like this. This is really nice. Okay, let me open it up. So if you didn't follow me back then, I was in a pretty lonesome time. Basically, I was finishing up undergrad and I had no real plans yet. So I always wanted a dog and I thought that was the perfect time where I just finished college and I couldn't raise a dog and figure out what I wanted to do with my life a year or so later. And I had been running for quite a while, but one night I ran into a loose dog, and I think it was a Labrador, but I'm not sure. It was black, and it was super friendly to me, and it pretty much walked with me to the park until someone else was walking the opposite direction, and I guess that dog followed him instead. And I think he took him to wherever he belongs, but yeah. My mom says it's apparently good luck if they follow you home, but yeah. Prior to that, I actually wanted a Samoyed, but Samoyeds are very expensive. They're like $2,000, or it's either that they're very expensive or it's very hard to find in Southern California, so yeah. The Labrador I found was much cheaper, and they're supposed to be not, I don't know how to say this. They're not high maintenance and they live relatively long lives, and yeah, the only problems they're supposed to really face is like hip dysplasia and stuff, but if you're not doing extreme sports and stuff, that shouldn't really happen anyways. Morning. Yay. No. Hey, come on. But my dog is a little different from your usual yellow lab because he inherited the recessive genes, so he has like the yellow eyes. He has yellow eyes and he has that like brown nose and brown lips. They should be black. So my first page is basically me taking him home, and my whole little paragraph of how I got him. And then the first two, those two pictures are from the breeder. Leave it. I thought of his name because I was really into the New 52 Aquaman. It was basically the first like comic I was really into, so. And that series didn't come out that long ago either. It was like 2011, and I barely started reading it in like 2014. So yeah, I was like pretty much 20 or 30 issues in already. And his name came about because I did my research, and Labrador Retrievers are water dogs, and they come from like Canada and basically helped fishermen retrieve the nets and stuff. So I thought it was fitting because Triton was a messenger of the seas, and he was the son of Poseidon, and yeah, I kind of feel like Poseidon in a way. But if you want to know how I refer to him from the comic books, if you read the arc where the Chimera escapes, the base that the Chimera was from was from Triton base. So yeah, it was basically an evil organization that wanted to make their own Aquaman or something, and experimented on a human with shark DNA or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I read that. Look what Unstuffer recommended me I get. Whoa. Leave it. Look at me. Good boy. Okay. Wait, no, here. Here's some of the puppy pictures that I couldn't really print out since there was like, I only had like 50 prints and I didn't want to print everything, so yeah. I try to squish as much pictures in here as possible, so it's like a storybook. And you can understand why like the editor starts screwing up because of me. And try and look at me. Stand. Stand. Try to stand. Good boy. Sit. Catch. On the bright side, at the time, I think Instagram just started to roll out that video function, so I do have a lot of videos from Instagram, but I never really made a video of him besides that Triton and me video that's on my like channel. If you don't subscribe to me, I stuck it on. Other than that, there was like an episode of like when I made like dong videos every week, and he was in one because he was sick and he would just sleep in my room for like 3 days. But he got better on his own, so yeah. Maybe it's naive of me to believe that just because he was a young dog, and he's really good. He knows like when to stop eating and stuff, that he would just get better on his own, but that never happened. But yeah, so my dog has that recessive gene, and maybe I thought that he might have inherited something to cause him to have a bad liver. Or maybe that litter was just bad in general, I don't know. I'll never know actually, because when he died, the doctor was gonna do one last test before we go any further with anything because it was already pretty pricey. And I was willing to spend money on surgery, but yeah. I'm pretty sure the doctors kind of knew that his condition, that he wasn't gonna need it, and they just didn't want to tell me like straight up. So yeah, if you never got a dog before, this is my first dog. You're gonna spend like the first couple of months sleeping like 3 to 4 hours at a time. At least that's what happened to me. I still have his crate back there. I haven't put it away yet. But yeah, like He was so cute, and he was pretty good. Like, very rarely did he ever have an accident in the house. It's only been like maybe 3 times in his whole, like in the whole 600 or so days he's been here. He's thrown up a few times in his crate or like in the living room, but that was never a problem to like clean up. Especially if he threw up in his crate, I can just take out his crate and take out all the stuffy yak that, just hose it down.
Trident. High five, Trident. Ah!
Good boy. High five.
Good boy. Ow!
As for separation anxiety, it was pretty easy to earn his trust. Yeah, so whenever I would leave to like work or just go out, he would just like watch me leave, but he never would cry, or at least cry in the really bad sense. I couldn't pretty much trust with anyone to hold my dog and he'd just be okay. He would watch me leave, but he wouldn't cry or anything. I don't really want to cry, but yeah. So basically, this is like 200 photos stuffed into this 30-page book, I think. And I pretty much put it in that every month since July 2014. But I feel really bad because there's some months where I only took like 2 or 3 photos. Obviously, the puppy ones were like the most because he was so cute. Okay. Some of my favorite photos are like these two. Yeah. One thing about my dog was that like he's always like this half the time, so you wouldn't know if he's like sad or in pain or anything. And he would just bounce right up if I was gonna get ready for a walk or something, so yeah. I mean, like, when he got neutered and he did that and wouldn't walk up, that was like the day when I rushed into the hospital. But it's like, you can't tell, and he's only 2 years old, so yeah. I don't wanna be defensive, but it's kind of the case. And then I have all these like shoddy like Nexus 4 selfie cam quality photos, but they turned out okay. I mean, I can at least make it out. It's a little spotty and noisy, but yeah. And when it came to teaching him, I pretty much taught him everything I could teach him, besides like bang or roll over, because he could never roll over. He would just stay down. And I always wanted to teach him like to hold a treat on his nose and just stand back, but whenever I would do it, he would just be like this and like look at the treat, and he'll put his paw on my hand and try to stop me. And that was the one trick I wanted him to learn the most. But yeah, he'll always be like. And today's Friday, and one of those things I really missed the most is like when I would do the laundry and I would just hear him walk over and watch me do the laundry before taking him out to go pee before we would go to sleep.
It's like those Neko Atsume cats, but with the yarn, instead of the yarn ball, it's that.
Also, brushing my dog's teeth was never a problem. The only biggest problem with my dog was that he was very hyperactive. So teaching him to walk on a leash was really hard. And I remember like reading on using the use of prong collars and how people really objected to it because it was like a form of abuse and stuff. But coming from a person who had a hyperactive dog, I really appreciated the use of a prong collar because I would get so frustrated with him that I would yell at him a lot, and I didn't realize that the lack of communication between us would have him to have nightmares. Like, I didn't know dogs had nightmares, but yeah, they basically wake up screaming or yelping. But with the prong collar, it really helped me walk him, and then it helped me find like those right moments where I can like say, yes, you did a good job. And it helped training so much better that he would be much more happier, and yeah, those nightmares stopped ever since. So if anyone ever tells you to not use a prong collar and you really have a hyper dog that you can't really communicate well with, yeah, think about it. What was really hard about doing this book was that like I really had to think about other things I took photos of him with, and one of them was my mom's iPad, and I forgot about it for a while until like that time. So I stuck a bunch of those pictures in here. So yeah, or you can see like some months it's just Instagram pictures, but yeah. Surprisingly, these iPad pictures came out okay. Like that photo that was supposed to be like this on my Shutterfly printouts, it was a cropped face. Such a waste. I feel especially bad when it's like a month like this, like June 2015 is just 2 pictures, and these pictures are found on my Instagram. But my dog was pretty photogenic. Like, I loved catching his smile, or whenever he was like super happy and tired. Yeah. Initially I started writing a lot, but I cut out most of it. Besides those like special marks, like when he got a bee sting. I don't know if I showed that picture, but yeah. This page came out pretty nice. It's like no text, but I got to like put a pretty nice layout. So yeah. I miss my dog. So basically the lesson is make sure you love your animals a lot, because you don't know what will happen. More pictures of my dog smiling because his smile is the best. I think one of my favorite things is when I come home from work and I just sit outside and he would be like waiting for me, and then I sit like an Indian like this, and he would sit on top of it and I would just hug him like that. I also read like, I've read before that dogs actually kind of hate being hugged, like, what's the picture? Being hugged like that. Because you can see how his face is like, kind of or we're just, I have an one, let me find one. Sometimes when you hug a dog, their face is like that, and you know it's like not happy. But if you hug my dog from behind, he'll be like so happy. He'll just be like. Also, a lot of these photos, I actually had to like screenshot my Instagram and cropped out the words because I didn't have them on my computer or my phone anymore. But yeah, I've taken so many photos, but it's totally not enough. Especially this one, April, is like only one morning I decided to take photos, and that's all I had. And this is from a burst shot, and these are the only like non-blurry photos. I also have this like whole selfie page. But this is like nearing the end already because I'm on Triton Turns 2. And what's crazy is like before he started getting sick, we had just made a new friend because I would play Pokemon Go like near my local library, and there would be like a janitorial staff that would clean the city hall at night, and the dude was really interested in like playing with my dog because he had his own dog and his dog behaved like mine. And whenever my dog gets really like comfortable with someone and he knows them for sure, he pretty much can spot them from like a block away and get super duper happy and start wanting to run to them, even though I don't let him. But yeah, he would like jump up and down and really like want to jump on them, and he knows he's not supposed to, but when he does stop doing that because he knows he's not supposed to, he would like dive into the ground and just lay on the ground and ask for a belly rub. And yeah. So most recently I found shots on the camera that I'm using to record this. I have a Sony Nex. That's pretty much my video recording camera, even though it's a micro four thirds. I like using it because it's so close to my face that I don't really need to worry about talking too low. Yeah. And I didn't even know I took these photos in June of 2016, but I really like them because it's like all in the same time. Like he looks so curious, and then he pops down and gets super happy. Those are pretty much my favorite shots right now. I'm actually towards the end of my book. So like one day I just decided to take my phone tripod and start taking a bunch of selfies with him, and this is how those came about. Those are pretty much my most recent photos. My dog's actually done a lot for me. Like, there was a time when I quit my job just because I thought I would be able to find a new job pretty quickly. And I would spend a lot of time sitting in my room and listening to sad songs like Janae Aiko's In a World of My Own. I related to the lyrics of that song a lot. And then, yeah, he kept me company a lot when I felt bad. And then when I came home from my flop interviews at American Airlines and United Airlines, he was there for me. The final pages of my book are basically my Tumblr entries of like the status updates of when he was being rushed to the hospital. Thankfully they came out okay. Like all the emojis and the text is readable. I even had a little screenshot of, I took a photo of his estimated surgery costs because I was messaging my friends back and forth at the time as a reminder. That was actually a low one. Pretty much I could have paid for like half of a Prius. Yeah. And then like this is one I don't really want to show because it might be too sad, but yeah. It continues in the back about his health updates, and then I wrote a really long paragraph of our final hours together. And then this is the final hours of my brother and my mom and my dog. Because surprisingly, my brother was crying a lot. He wasn't crying like as much as I did, because when I was crying, I was talking to my mom and she's like, oh, you're gonna try to save him, right? And I was like, but what if it costs too much? And then that was pretty much the start of me crying for like the whole week. And yeah, my brother was pretty passive aggressive when it came to taking care of him. He would be like, oh, I never wanted a dog in the first place. Why are you forcing all these responsibilities on me? But yeah, I guess he was a companion to him too. My mom was kind of a surprising one because she actually was scared of him in the beginning, and I guess she appreciated how like he was there for her when she would come home from work and stuff. And then my final page is my Instagram entries, thanking everyone about his life and how I wish that he would watch over me and stuff. And yeah, the date of his life. I really love the cover of this. It's actually pretty nice. So yeah, hopefully this isn't too boring. Don't feel too sorry for me. As for a new dog, I'm pretty sure I'll get one, but not soon. I think after this experience, it really pushed me to move forward now. So since I'm sort of stuck in a career rut, I'm gonna try a veterinary technology program. Maybe my love for my dog and my love for like animals is one of those things that I didn't know before, and I think I can do that now. It's only a 2-year program, community college. It's not gonna cost a lot, so it's a step in the right direction. I probably won't get another dog for like a year or so I need to recuperate my money and then find a dog that's not a rip-off. I don't want to pay $2,000 for a golden retriever or something. I would definitely like another Labrador retriever. I think the chocolate colored ones are really nice, but yeah, I don't know. I'm scared of another catastrophe like this again. And then golden retrievers are pretty much similar, but their hairs are longer. I also really like pit bulls, but yeah, I don't know. I like lots of dogs. I also really wanted a Bernese Mountain Dog because I think they're really beautiful, but they live short lives. I should stop now. Okay. See you in the next video.